Okay. Hi folks, good to welcome you to this video. I'm going to be sharing a couple of real important things that will help you build a real solid business. And we're going to start with one part now, and I'll do another one later to show you how we launch a new person's business. The big thing first I want to share with you is Alton and I's background. We are just very regular people. Alton passed high school, matric. I didn't. I failed failed standard 8 twice and left school, and they sent me off to the Air Force Gymnasium. And anyhow, that's where we started. And then I was in the agricultural machinery business, selling machines and tractors and repairing. And not a big salary. We were just getting by. We never had a house of our own. We rented a house on a farm somewhere, not even a nice one. Alton and I had 3 children at a time, and the youngest one was a year old, so she couldn't go and work. Alton's background is a nursing profession. And so we had 5 on one salary. We know what it's like to struggle. And I always tell people we weren't broke, we were just poor. There's no question about it. But anyhow, we tried a lot of things. Really, we did, because we badly wanted to get somewhere. We really tried. I won't even get into all the details, but it was crazy what we tried. Good things, some really worked well, and when the people paid you, it's fine, but when the farmers didn't pay, it was not good. That was saying I did at night after my working hours. And the good thing about this business when we started, I did not use my boss's time for this business. But just so the change came, where I used to work for him 8, 9 o'clock at night. I've worked from 8 to 5, but I worked flat out. And after 5, Alton and I moved with our business, and we started moving. And I think that's why God blessed us. We didn't steal another man's time or their phones or whatever. Anyhow, we had a farmer meet us, called me up one night. Now, a lot of you won't even understand those kind of telephones. It's one of these party lines. There were no cell phones or anything. And he told me who he was. Now, I'd never spoken to this guy ever before. I knew where he farmed. I actually knew what kind of tractors he had because it was a citrus farm, not a big area. And I often drove past his farm. And when he phoned me up, I said, hi. He said, Saul here. I said, can I help you? And the guy said, no, I think I can help you. I don't know what he knew about us. Anyhow, he said, would you be open to look at a concept to make a lot of money? It's exactly what he said. I said, sure. We've been trying a whole bunch of things, We really badly wanted to get ahead. Alton was 25 years young then, and I was 31 years old, quite honestly. And we tried everything. So I said, what must I do? He said, I want you and your wife to come to Port Elizabeth the next evening, which is about 80 kilometers from where we lived. And I want to show you something very exciting. I said to him, if you don't tell me what it's about, I'm not going to go. And he's a very dry old type. He said, fine, if you want to die broke, stay at home. Now, folks, that shook me. He wasn't begging me. He wasn't trying to justify. I said, no, we'll go, okay? And Alton and I went. We dropped the 3 children with their parents in Port Elizabeth, went to the presentation, and there's a guy down from Joburg presenting the business. And they showed us the products. Those years, only mainly just the household products. And spoke about the thousands you can make part-time per month. Now, I might have been earning $3,000 a year. How can you earn thousands a month? But anyhow, at the end of the presentation, this guy walks up to Alton and he says, how did you like it? And Alton said, yes, looks good. Alton was excited because anything for us to make some money would have been fantastic. And he said, I'm having a follow-up meeting here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Will you be here? I said, sure. Now, Alta couldn't go with the little ones, so I was supposed to work the next day, but I went there. When I got there, I walked into the place where the meeting was, and this guy's there, and he says to me, "Did you bring your check?" Now, folks, the amount those days was 1,900 Rand, which the Rand was stronger than the dollar, so it's equivalent to about $2,400. So I said, no way I can write a check. I was bouncing 2 Rand checks, never my big ones. And he said, "Where do you bank?" And I mentioned the bank's name. He said, "Let's go." And we hopped into the company pickup, a little pickup. We went to the bank and we walked in, and the receptionist meets us and he says, "We'd like to see the manager." I'd never seen a guy in my life. And anyhow, we end up in the manager's office, and he's a real cocky guy, and he actually points to me, and he says to the manager, "You know this guy?" The guy said, "No." He said, "He banks with you." And anyhow, he wants to go into business with me, and he needs 2,000 Rand. Will you lend it to him? So the manager said, "Well, come back this afternoon, fill in the form, come back this afternoon, we can have a look at it." He said, "No, we're not leaving your office until we've got the money." Now, I was ready to crawl on the table. Anyhow, he got somebody down, we filled in the application, they went away. A little while later, they come with a check for 1,900 Rand, a bank check, and this guy says, "I don't want a check, I want cash." And he was very wise. I'll tell you why now. Anyhow, he said, "I want cash." The lady went away, comes back with those biggest notes those days were 10 Rand notes we had, came back with 1,900 Rand in her hand, and he said, no, I don't want old notes, I want new notes. Now, I'm really nervous in this manager's office. Anyhow, the lady goes away, comes back with 1,900 Rand in brand new notes. I can still see the 1,000 had a white strap around it, and the 900 was loose. And in front of the manager, he says to me, "Feel what money feels like." And anyhow, cut a long story short, I took him back to the airport. He went to Johannesburg. Now I'm heading back home. That's 80 kilometers again. And on the way, obviously stopping to some of your pals and telling them about the business. And everybody said, "I'm crazy. I want to lose my money. And the company's going to leave." That was in 1973, August. And it's amazing that Alton and I have been involved 52 years already, and the company's growing like crazy. But anyhow, and on my own, a lot of my friends really didn't encourage me at all. They told us, because obviously I was approaching them wrongly, saying the wrong things, which is silly, but anyhow. And when we got home that night, I didn't sleep much. How would I pay this loan back out of my salary? It's already maxed out. And I phoned the guy next morning. I said, "Look, I want those products now." I picked up a half order. I had a little half-ton pickup, and half an order loaded that little pickup, right? It's heavy loaded. Got them home. We packed them in the outside room of the house we were hiring. And one of my friends came along, and he wanted to have a look at this lot. And he said, "What's that for?" Now, I didn't know much, but he bought a washing wax and bought one of these and whatever. And he paid me 56 Rand, by the way, gave me a check. And he said, "I feel sorry for you, and I sit with the product." And I looked at the check. I said, "I don't think so." Anyhow, to cut a long story short, I went and picked up the products, started invading, and I was just not having success on the phone. I was saying the wrong thing. Now tonight I'm going to be showing people how to say things and what to say. Anyhow, and most everyone I spoke with told us we're crazy or whatever. And I phoned this guy in Joburg. I said, "Man, I can't seem to get the people to come and have a look." He said, "You've got something wrong with you." I said, "Why?" He said, "What are you saying?" So I told him, if I say this, I talk about golden product. He said, "You're crazy. You've got to tell them nothing." And from there on, I went on to say nothing. I didn't explain anything. Now, today, I won't even mention near life when I'm prospecting or talking to someone. I keep it very simple. So it's very exciting to do it like a bit anyhow. And that's basically where we come from. But I want to share something about this business. When we got started, we never thought that you could have a business today in 55 countries, Neolife is, and we personally have businesses in about 32 of those countries, so we've never been to all of them. And if people really understood network marketing, they get excited. So I want to tell you something about what I'm sharing here. It's the most incredible opportunity that there is. It works, it's simple, we've got the greatest products in the world, and that's exciting. So you've got to understand what you've got your hands on. We never dreamt that we'd full passports, traveling with this business, and doing all kind of things. I think we've been to Hawaii twice with the company, and all over the world, right, with events and all that. And we never joined it to travel. That was the furthest thing from our minds. We never had passports or anything. But anyhow, that's what it's done, and also built a residual income, which is exciting. And so I'm going to share with you how we approach people, how we go about it. You see, when I meet anybody, I listen. I hear what they're talking about. And a lot of times, some might be talking about health. Some might be talking about the lack of finances, whatever. And I'll just listen to them as a conversation just before I leave them. Let's say we're talking about finance. I say, why don't you give me your phone number? I might have something to share with you sometime, which could possibly help you. And I get a phone number. Sometimes those days it wasn't cell phones, but nowadays with cell phones, I often do this. If I meet somebody on a plane and we have a chat near the end, I never get into it while the flight's on. And I'll say to them, would you be open to look at a concept to make more money? And most times people say, sure. I said, look, I can't explain anything. We're leaving the plane now. But here's my phone number. Always write my phone number on the boarding pass, the little chub on the boarding pass that you get when you board the plane. I said, that's my phone number. I am on WhatsApp. If you WhatsApp me, your number, I will call you back. But if you don't WhatsApp me, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect me. I'm sitting well. I'm doing well. I just feel I could possibly share something good with you. And that's how I end the conversation. And if they give me a WhatsApp sometime, I will call him and follow up. Excuse me, and I'll tell you what I do. When I follow him up, I say, we're chatting on a plane about this, that, and everything else. Can I ask you a question? They say, sure. But if I say, what about, whatever, I say, would you be open to look at a concept? I cannot get it on the telephone, but I need half an hour of your time sometime. They say, sure. And then I'll make an appointment to eventually sit down with them and go through the program, okay? And that's important. Then in that, before I even show the plan or anything, I'll do a short little ID of where we're from, how we got started, not long, just 1 or 2 minutes, right? And then I'll say to them, I want to share a little bit with you about what it's all about, okay? And that's when I'll get into the plan. Now, I first want to find out from him, if they like what they see, why would they want to do it? A lot of times over and above their current employment or whatever, why would they want to do it? And I'll always remember that, why they'd want to do it. And so I'll go through the plan. I'll talk about dreams, which is very important, and I'll say to them straight out, a lot of people don't understand. We weren't dreamers, we were just needed some money, and dreams came later. But anyhow, and I'd check of what their dreams are, what they'd like to achieve, and spend a bit of time there. I say, a dream can't come true if you don't have a dream, so we try and get them to build on that. Then I say, right, I'm going to show you a concept. And that's when I get a hold of the board, and I'll start showing them how it really works. Now, I want to show you this, and this is something that the Eagle team worked out many years ago. It's the Eagle team 2 to 5 year plan, and we forgot about the 2 to 5 years or so lately. We put it back in there because this is not a 5-minute thing. You're building a future, which is exciting. And I'm going to try and just do a little bit on it, on the board, and you can have a look there, how it works basically. Because when a new person gets started, that's them. Okay? And we show them a business and we help them. From there, I say, right, the key to this business is, number one, use the products, because in their kit, they will have the products. I've got a product options here, the kit options, there they are. I always have that with me. I always have application forms with me. But anyhow, I'll run through it like that and share with them what they should be doing. And I'll say, right, you share the opportunity. And you know, a lot of people out there, especially today, are looking for what we have. You wouldn't believe it, right? People are looking for this business, and they're looking for our products. If you see, we don't sell results, and we don't sell products, we sell results. Our products work, there's no question about it. And I have a lot of fun with this. When you get people on the products, it's exciting to see how they change, how their health changes and whatever they're doing, but that's exciting. So I'll go through the whole thing like that, and then I say, before I go and share the products with somebody, I like to share the opportunity, the financial opportunity. And that's what they showed me first. They didn't show us, they showed us just a short bit of the product, but nothing much, but the financial has got us. And I'll go through all that, and then I'll highlight it. You know, as you build your business, you're going to be sharing the opportunity, and you will get some people started. Now, I'm going to draw 6 people here, 6 circles, but that will take you time. I don't expect you to go and find 6 people personally in your first month. No, that would be crazy. You wouldn't have time to work with them anyhow. So we share that with them, and then I say we have, in our business, we have a PV, a point value, because the company is in 55 countries. The points of the products, the PV, is the same in every country, yet the currency differs from country to country. And that's exciting. So you start developing your business. Now, not everybody will be interested, right? So what you do, you say, hey, those who are not interested, you share with them, and you'll end up having a couple of consumers. And folks, our products are consumables, and it's important to have a consumer base. Now, I'm going to get into that now with you, and just share with you at the end of this presentation how we handle the consumer, right? Now, this is easy to get hold of. Now, we have on this side is Neolife. They've been going over 60 years. They're in over 50 countries in the world. Scientific Advisory Board, and 4 ranges of products. We have a nutritional range, a household range, a skincare range, and a personal care range. They're fantastic products. And on this side, over here, we have the Eagle team. Now, the Eagle team, we provide training, support, and personal development. We do a lot of things, functions all over. Alf and I were in 9 African countries this year so far, and we just enjoy doing it, seeing those people grow, seeing them achieve. And that's what people say, oh, somebody asked also a little while ago, when she's going to retire, and she thought about it a while. She said, to do what? Because we enjoy doing what we do. It's fun. It's beautiful to see people achieving, changing their lives and their families and their lifestyles and all that. So that's basically it, right? So I'm not going to get into too much of the income story here. You know, as you develop your business, number one, you use the products. I always talk about 100 PV plus, never just 100. Because as they build a business, 100 is just a minimum. They're going to be doing 150 or 200 or whatever, depending on how it grows. And that's how your business will grow. Now, I'm just going to run through it a little bit. uh, if you go along and help these 6 people develop their networks. Now, I think that's the key to our business, is that people must understand when we get somebody started in our business, it's not what they're going to do for us. It's what we, the upline and the sponsor, is going to do for them. We must have a goal to help them achieve, to help them get somebody. Because our business, you don't make anything until you help the other person become successful first. And that's a very exciting part of it. That takes a whole thought process of caring for people, uplifting people, building people, and then you build a lasting business, which is very exciting. And that's basically how the whole thing comes to it. So if you had this structure, that would be like 700 PV. Okay? Now, with that kind of PV, you'd be earning maybe 1,000 or a little bit more per month on the side. You don't have to quit your job. And as you develop this, if you had to develop a person here to help this one, go ahead and develop, we call this our 622 plan. Go ahead and develop 2 people each and develop those 2. That brings you a total of 7 people in. If everybody's doing 100 PV or more, you'll be in 700. You have 700 PV there. Now, what happens now with that added on to this, you'll be earning maybe 1,500 or more per month, okay? Not a lot of money, but I defy anyone to not be interested or throw it away or whatever. We can all use more anyhow. And if you build it up like that, and let's say you eventually develop 6 people doing that, 6, 7, no, not going to be overnight. It's going to take a little bit of time, but guess what happens? That will give you 6 times 700, 4,200 PV. Now, folks, that is a minimum bonus you could earn there between 8 and 12,000 Rand, okay? And that could be very exciting, okay? Because now you start getting into that league. There is just no limit, but that we've got to start somewhere, and we start at the bottom, right? And that's how you start building it. So remember what I've just been sharing with you? There's a couple of steps to success that we need to have a look at here. And number 1, when we've shown the plan, okay, we need to help this person get started. So there's a way to make a decision to help him make commitment. So I'll just write it over here. You've got to check. They need to have a good desire, a burning desire. And that is important, because if somebody hasn't got a desire, you're wasting your time. People are either ready to do it or not. And I think you've got to accept that. You can't go and jack somebody up who really doesn't want to get anywhere, and that's fine with them. We'll get them onto consumers, product users, which is fantastic as well, and a lot of those might eventually get started in the business again. But anyhow, you need to have a burning desire. It doesn't matter how much desire you got. You need to have an opportunity. And I honestly and sincerely believe the neo-life business is the finest opportunity on this earth for everyday people. As I said earlier on, Bolton and I have been involved over 50 years. I've known the founder of this business. First time I met that person was in October 1973. They did a small little function. This business was still very small those days in Lesotho, in the Holiday Inn there in Masero. And they had about 30 people together, the whole of Southern Africa, and that's exciting. That's where it started. And we were blessed to be there. And anyhow, the opportunity is incredible. And you know, I've got examples of people here in our business who are not even alive anymore, but people who had nothing. This one lady was bankrupt. She had her husband left her a house and money. She had no children, okay? And eventually she built a business on the side and gradually got it big time. She actually traveled a lot of places around the world as well with it. And in 2021, she was 94 years old. She died healthy and wealthy. And that's exciting, you know, because why do I say that? She built saying that even maybe 6 or 7 years, she wasn't really active in the business toward the end, but her income came out every single month. And it's linked to the price of the products. Product prices go up with inflation. Guess what? Your income goes up. And that is very, very exciting. And I'm not going to get into the rest of the detail of that, but that's an opportunity that we have in Neolife. Now, the company, the founder and his daughter, Kendra, is now the CEO worldwide, and they do an incredible job, you know. Yeah, I'll tell you, saying in 2020 and 2021, I don't know other figures after that, when everybody else, every other business was really struggling out there, Neolife had double-digit growth each of those 2 years. Double-digit growth. Isn't that exciting? And that's an incredible opportunity. Run by people with integrity, with honesty, good for their word. You've never seen a business like this that's within kind of integrity they have and honesty. And this marketing plan does not self-destruct. You can take it any amount of levels. Our business goes unbelievable, but it really keeps going there and it does not self-destruct. Now, if you don't take a third step, which is important, is the action. And that is why at the end of showing this plan, you must get people started, get a decision made. Now, when you're showing the plan, make sure you've always got application forms with you. You've got the 622 plan, you've got the distributor starter kit with you. And here's a very cute little thing to give just on our nutritional products. Since 2018, they've been checking for genetically modified. They are GMO free. And people don't understand what's happening outside there. People are getting all kinds of ailments and things go wrong. I'm not going to even mention different ailments, but because of genetic manipulation of our food. You could buy nice vegetables today and think you're having the right thing, but if they're GMO, you're not going to get much benefit out of it. And most people don't even look at those kind of things. They don't even check what they have in. They just carry on as if on a grocery shelf, it's safe. You know, do this, it's safe. Folks, I want to tell you something. We all need to start thinking and having a look what's going on out there, what's happening to our food supply, and start taking charge of it. Because Neolife have got whole food supplements. One product, the carotenoid complex, has a value of over 1 kilogram of fresh fruit and vegetables, non-genetically modified, extracted in an oxygen-free environment, encapsulated in an oxygen-free environment, and the United States Department of Agriculture did a clinical trial with those products. They asked Neolife for them. They wanted to determine what was the vegetable and nutritional requirement of people. And they used it within 20 days on that product. It was patented in 1992, okay? And that product, within 20 days, the test group, the immunities went up 37%. Nothing magic, it's just a fact that they were getting real food. And people don't understand that. There's so many other aspects. I'm not going to get into that whole deal, but you should have this with you. It's Neolife Quality Difference, right? It's in your product manual, and print it out and carry it around you so you can show people exactly what the difference is in Neolife. And now when I've shown that to people and I'll get to the side of action and they want to get started, I will help them fill in an application form. They will decide which kit they would like. I would always recommend a combo kit if possible. There's a good variety of products in there that they can use for a long time and actually save a lot of money, and that'd be a benefit with the nutrition as well and feel a difference. And that's how that operates. And now once you fill in application and you've got a decision, and make sure if they are a couple, I don't care who does it, get them both to sign the application. There's no good having one person see the plan and they get home and the other person knows nothing. And you can't expect the one at home that's never seen anything to be positive about something you know nothing about. So it's important that wherever possible, I try and get the partner, whoever they are, to join all their particulars on you as well. And then they have a kit option up there. They approve it, and you, the upline, will approve it at the bottom. And that is your commitment that you're going to help them. Alt and I help people. We've got somebody started today. We're doing a launch this weekend. I've got one other couple are not started yet. They tend to start gradually moving the products. They just don't have the finance right now, but they'll get it. And we'll get to the stage where I'll tell him, hey, if you ain't got money, sell your TV. And look at the business and you do what you want to do one day. But anyhow, that's what we're saying now. If for any reason they're not interested, that you see they're going, no problem. They've seen the product, you can demonstrate the household or whatever. Here's the catalogue, and it explains everything. You say to them, why don't you just have a look there and see what you'd like to order for the end of the month. Never say for now. And a lot of people will really look there and they will order one or two products, maybe some go more. And here in this little book, it's a Neolife retail sales slip. Right now, it used to be available in all the kits, but they don't do that anymore because a lot of the distributors, uplines, were not showing people how to use this little thing correctly. You see, once you demonstrate a product to a consumer, you fill in the application, the receipt, and you put the products that they want there and the price, and the total is there. Then you say to him, would you like to pay for it now? And if they hesitate, obviously they don't have the money now. No problem. Why did you give me the deposit? If they agree to that, now a lot of times they might send you an EFT with their credits. The smartphones are so convenient nowadays. Or they might put down some cash or whatever, and there's a place here for a deposit. Now, what happens then, once they put a deposit, you sign it with all your details, and you give them a white copy. That is their receipt for giving you a deposit. People, you can't just take their money and you don't. And by the way, when people pay you, if it's cash, make sure it's not your money. It's there because they're going to tell you what time of the month they'll have the balance and you can deliver. And that's important. So make sure of that you do this correctly, and then look after the money if it's cash. If it's EFT, it'll obviously be in your bank account, and take it from there. And when you go in to deliver, irrespective of which products they are, make sure you demonstrate those products to each and every one, and if necessary, open it up and show them how it works. And I've done this stacks, right, and it works. And before you leave, once you've demonstrated all that, say, got the catalogue here, why don't you see what you'd like to order for next month? And I never push them. They might order one item or two, but you know what's happening? They're starting to trust you. They're starting to build a relationship, that you're not just some fly-by-night who's going to dump a product on them and run. See, a lot of people just sell one product, and then end of the month they phone the person, do you need anything? Of course they don't need anything. You're not building that relationship with them of trust. So it's important that you do it correctly. I still use this little booklet. It's fantastic. And it's available from Eagle Team because the company no longer produce it. But they produce this one, but we paid for them. So we've got any amount of them available. We just did that the other day. So it's an important little tool in your business. So when you're doing the business, make sure you have it with you. Make sure you've got, I just don't have the the retail sales slip the company have it. I've ordered a lot. I've just run out. But there's a confidential one. And we've got the price of the product, so you fill it in. The Eagle team have got a price comparison of our household products, which show you the economy of them. They're child safe, they're environmentally safe, they're non-toxic, non-caustic, incredible products. I saw somebody on Saturday actually drink a little bit of it. I used to do it years ago. I don't do that anymore, but it's not going to harm you. And that's a business. So you've got consumers. Now the person that gets started, what you do there, when their kit comes, then you've got to, this is the important part, you've got to make an appointment to launch their business correctly. And I'm not going to get into that tonight. That's a separate video I'll be doing. But number one, when I'm going to launch the business, I want 10 names alphabetically from each person, but I'll go through it and then I'll question them on each person, because I'm only looking for 2 or 3 maybe that we could phone and approach, and that's important. Guide your new people on the phone. We do it, now if they don't have airtime, I do it on my phone. And there's a way in South Africa you can just guide your number so people see it's not, they don't have your number, it's pound, 31 pound, and then whatever their number is, you put it in. Then it will come as an unknown number, okay? And I think I do that all the time if I'm using my phone, because I don't want everybody getting all of my numbers. So that's how we operate the business. And then go help this person really start doing it, get in their names together, everything, and then make an appointment and a time. I've got a kit coming from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. It'll definitely be by Friday, and I'll make an appointment with this person to go and launch their business, husband and wife together, of how it works, and help them on the phone and get it going there. So that's another aspect. But folks, this whole business is caring. It's taking care of people, doing it, not pampering them, not making them weak. Show them how to do it by your example. Show them how to make a call. I'll be getting that, but that's how I develop leadership when I show you the next session. We'll be doing that shortly, and you'll be able to get the recording of that. But so far, we give God, our Father in heaven, all the glory for who we are and for our business. And that's who we trust. And I want to encourage you. Have a good look at our business. Get excited about it. Do it right. Care for your people. Uplift them. Build them up. And you'll see your business will be solid. You'll have a consumer base and you'll have a distributor base, which are both exciting. So that's how the whole thing operates. Thank you very much for your time. Everything of the best for you. Have a lot of success. God bless you, and we'll talk again.